Listen, son, to all the sons out there. You can be anything you want to be. Keep God first and love yourself, love your family, and chase your dreams. Welcome to the Listen Son podcast.
The Listen Son Family podcast is back. We are back and we are excited. Got a good episode for you guys tonight. We got a young man on who I got to grow and talk to and learn from in this coaching business. Some people might say it didn't go my way, but I feel like it definitely did because we connected. So we'll get to all that later. But you are in the building, and that means you are watching something that you are dedicating your time to, and we are so grateful. So you got my dad right there, and Pops, you might want to tell the people what you're repping today. They don't usually see you in them colors.
What's up, Aiden? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Listen Son podcast. I am repping Tulsa East. We won the state title. I say we because my cousin is Leon Bond, and we supported him ever since he's been at Tulsa East. So we're thrilled, and hard work pays off.
Most
We are the
definitely.
state champions.
Yes. Congratulations to the Red Raiders. Congratulations, Lee. Well deserved, man. And also you got me, Mike Bond Jr. I'm here, Rebel Paris. Shout out to Petty, to Dion, and the Rebel Paris family. Happy birthday to Big Bear. It's his birthday today.
Happy
And then
birthday.
happy birthday, yes. And we got Aiden here, of course. Any special shout out you want to say, Aiden, before we get into it?
Um, Nothing really. Aiden Dotterman,
Mhm.
the slinger. That's all really.
Yes. All right. So let's get into it. People, my camera is getting dark and light, so bear with us this episode. We'll figure it out, but let's get into it. All right. So Aiden, man, you're a pretty special dude. All right. So kind of start us off with, why sports? Why play sports and what has it done for you?
Yeah. I'd say just growing up, I've loved watching sports. I started basketball, I'd say, when I was about 6 years old, and I played that probably the longest sport. But I'd always loved football. Like, I remember when I was like 4 years old, I'd always tell my grandma and my grandparents, or like my grandma and my grandpa, that I wanted to play in the NFL. Like, that was my dream ever since I was a little kid. And I loved watching any sports. Like, it could be like swimming. And when I was younger, and I'd be just dialed into it. And at a young age, our whole family, I'm like very a family orientated person. And at a very young age, we'd go to Brewer games every year. We try and go to Bucks games every year. I know I've went to about 3 Packers games throughout my years. And but really, like, why sports? I'd just say sports, and like football especially. I feel like for myself and everybody is just like a gateway to a lot. Like, first of all, you can get like friendships. It's just the brotherhood, and you can just meet so many new people and brothers for the rest of your life. And then I'd say it builds character. It builds a strong mindset. You gotta, especially in football, be able to forget things and just keep fighting. And then it's also can kind of like get you out of some circumstances. Like, it can get you to college. Like for me, example, like, it was just another gateway to like the next step in my life. And like, I'm blessed to be able to experience that and be able to play football and still get a degree at the next level. And I just say it just can help you with your future. It just
Yeah.
changes a lot.
Yeah, you're a smart kid too. You're a smart young man. I'm not gonna say you're a kid no more because you you pretty put together well, man, and all that. But you're pretty smart. And what's something you see as something you would like to do besides play sport? Play football at the next level. What else something you want to get your hands in?
Yeah, so definitely, like, I'm going to be studying there business marketing and management. And I've just always been, throughout high school, I've taken a lot of, I think, pretty much every business class I could. And I really enjoy like the marketing side of things. Like, I remember we went on like a Bucks field trip, and we got to not only like watch the game, but kind of see like what all gets put into like what actually happens like before the game and all that, and like the marketing aspect of stuff. And I feel like it's very interesting to see what all gets put in and what all happens, like kind of like backstage, to paint that bigger picture. And like I said, I've just always enjoyed learning about business side of things. and marketing and selling different products, and especially sports marketing. Just me being like that sports type of guy, that really interests me.
Yeah, I like that. I'll tell you guys, I think you're gonna be tough in whatever you decide to do, man. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna let my dad jump in here because he's gonna kind of get to asking some more backstory questions. Go ahead, Pop.
Aiden, once again, man, I said earlier, welcome to the Listen Son podcast, man, and glad to have you today. What male figures did you have in your life, if any?
So
Could you
I'd
explain?
say,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'd say, like, I know I've talked to Coach Bond a lot about this too. Like me growing up, kind of without those male figures really in my life. Like I grew up with my mom and then my grandparents, and I've never met my dad, and he's never really like been there for me. So I didn't really have that male figure growing up. But first off, I just say that I never really let that be like an excuse for me, or let that get in the way of anything that I was kind of trying to accomplish. Because I feel like if you let that become an excuse, that stuff just starts piling up. Once I really like it definitely like it hits you sometimes. Like it's like, dang, like if only this, then this could be a lot easier. But if you spend too much time saying if only this, then you're not gonna get anything done really. So I just really used it as motivation really, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Like I like the connection and like the relationship I have with my mom is like nothing else, and we're just very close, and it's just everything's really special about that. And but really, I'd say a male figure though. I did have my grandpa, because up until I was, I want to say 10 years old, me and my mom lived with my grandparents, and that was out in Neosho. I don't know if you know where that is. It's kind of out there, but he definitely was a big factor in why, I'd even say why like sports is also like so big in my life. We'd always go play catch baseball in the yard. I'd hit. They'd have this like they had like this perfect open yard, and then there's like trees all around it. So I'd always like hit a baseball and pretend that I was like hitting home runs over the trees. He was there. He really took that place, I'd say, of like my actual father. Like he really took that role, and I'd do nothing else than thank him for that. But he did. I always remember he brought up, because I go out there a lot since I'm leaving soon for college. I want to spend as much time with him as I can, and I went out there the other day, and he was like, I had a picture of me. It was like an article in the newspaper, and it was of me like diving. And he brought this back, saying how he'd always throw me the ball, and then I'd always like catch it, but I'd always be like, throw it in front of me, like throw it in front of me. I want to dive for it. Like I feel like a lot of kids always do that, and I'd always say like, I want to dive for it. And then he like in the picture in the newspaper, I was diving for it, and it just brought back that memory, because I totally remember me saying that as a kid. But I'd say he definitely played the role of kind of that male figure in my life.
Shout out to your mom and shout out to your granddad, man.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah,
That's nice. Yeah.
that's nice. Real nice. Absolutely. You said you played baseball, and I would like to know why football. Sound like you did play a couple different sports there,
Yeah.
and why did you choose football over the rest?
So I'd say, I really grew up playing basketball the most. And if I'm being honest, for a while, basketball was like what I started playing AAU because I wanted to get looks at colleges to play basketball at the next level. That was like my freshman year. And I remember like sophomore and like junior, I actually started talking to some D2 basketball schools. But then I'd say after my freshman year, I had a really big freshman year, and then sophomore and junior year were really big too. And then I was like, all right, like this is my sport. Like, and I remember freshman year, I actually ended up not going out for baseball the next year, kind of to focus on football and like kind of like get big and everything for football. So it was just basketball and football. But then basketball really just took over. I'd say definitely after, or football took over after my junior year. After my junior year, I had a pretty big season at cornerback, and I was really like, all right, this is for me. And to like elaborate more on that, I'd just say I've always been someone who's like an aggressive player, and I know you can get that with basketball too. Like me, especially I'd say I was really that like aggressive like defender. But football, I feel like it's just I'm able to use all of my skills that like God has blessed me with, just with everything. Like my speed, I'm able to like lock wide receivers down, but I'm also able to run with the ball.
Mhm.
My size, I'm about like 6'1", 6'2". I'm able to like go up and really get the ball. And football I started like when I really sat down once and was like, all right, like, what do I want to do? Because I knew that I'd still play the other one, but I definitely put more of my time and focus into one or the other. And when I made that decision with it was football, I just went all for that. And yeah,
Okay.
What AAU team did you play for?
it was the ABC Lions. That's what kind of like I was saying before with you. It was a team based out of Milwaukee. It was Coach Porter was his name, and like I was saying before, it was like me, Alex, John Lovelace, Marcus, Jay, all those guys, and then actually one of my friends, two friends from my school, Derek Erdman and Derek Weiss, we all played on that team, and that was one of the best experiences really ever. Just like they were like lifelong friends. I didn't know them before that, and they're friends that I really will never forget. Like I hang out with them. Oh, and Jaden Jackson from Whitefish Bay.
Oh, he's a dog.
Yeah, he's one of
Yeah.
my closest friends, and
Okay.
I hang out with them really almost every weekend. They're like my dogs for real. Like I do anything for them.
Yeah, Jaden Jackson, man. I had a cousin go to Whitefish Bay. He played on I think the freshman team,
Hmm.
but I never got a chance because of the COVID to see Jaden play, man. But I heard he's the real deal.
Yeah,
You
he's
know, yeah. I heard he's a beast. Yeah, I heard he's a beast. One other question, man. When the pandemic happened and all the uncertainty, how did you feel, man? And what did you do? You know, not knowing, and how did you prepare for it?
Yeah, so that I feel like I could talk so much about that, but kind of just the beginning of it when I heard about it. Like at first I wasn't even really putting it into the aspect that football, like we might not play football. Definitely once it started to get closer and nothing was really changing, it really started to hit me. And I got really worried because all that whole off season, like that was probably the most I've ever worked out, tried to get in shape, focus on football, studied the game. I was working out, and it's in Top Line. It's called Top Line. It's in Glendale, and I was going there 7 days a week for the whole summer. And I was making the trip. It was about 35 minutes up there, and I really dedicated a lot of time. So it really scared me because I was like, all right, like I need this season more than anything. Like I gotta like I felt like I just had still more to prove. And I just gotta prove myself. So I really got me really nervous. But I'm someone also who kind of looks at things as like I kind of said before with like the whole male figure in my life where the things that like kind of like control the controllables, like that's really something that I'm not able to really like I can have my say in it, but I can't really control what ends up happening. So I just gotta move beyond that. And I kind of just kept working, just kept really praying to God that we would have a season. And I knew that in the end, He's got a path for me that was gonna go, and I ended up having a season and probably one of the most memorable and best seasons I've ever had in my life.
I'm glad, man, to meet you. I'm also glad, man, that you not having your dad in your life, man, that it didn't stop you. It motivated you,
Yeah,
and continue, man. Continue to work hard, and it will pay off. I guarantee you that. You know,
thank
you're on your way, man.
Perfect. All right. So one of the first things I want to pull up is when you see this, how
you. Yeah,
special is this picture to you?
that's that's really special. That's my little bro. That's my
Yeah.
world right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I don't know. I tell a lot of people like who's your best friend? Who's your best friend? And I'll jump to say it. Like even though we have our times when we fight, I'm like my little brother. Like I don't know. It's crazy. Like they're like your little brother. Like how's that your best friend? He's what like 5? And I'm like yeah. Like I literally tell him stuff, and he just I don't know. He's just always there. Like he's never I don't know. The world we live in, there's a lot of backstabbing, a bunch of stuff that can go on, and it's like he's just kind of one of the realest people. And
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know that picture though. That really almost just made me happy now. Like he's just like I don't know. That's just one of the best things that's ever happened in my life, coming into our family, and one of the best things for him also.
Yeah.
It really changed me, built my character up. I love that picture.
Yeah, I love it too. I was glad when you posted it, man. Is it true that little brothers really look up to big brothers?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
I'd say
yeah.
definitely, definitely. And it even like, I don't like, you can even tell like he's already been asked. He's like, "What sport do you think I should play?" Of course, like I'm like, you should play football. But then again, like I want him to go on the path, like whatever path God takes him on. Like
Mm,
Right.
he's an incredible, like it's crazy. Like he's mad athletic and he's only 5. Like this dude's been like, I'll work out sometimes in my basement, like I got a little bench and stuff down here, and he's doing push-ups with me, like good form push-ups. I'm like, dude, like why are you, like how are you doing that?
yeah,
He'll like take my like 10-pound like dumbbells and start like going like putting them over his head, and I'm like, what is that?
yeah,
Right.
He's just super athletic, and he's coming from his background. It just says a lot about him. He's really smart. He's like 2 grades ahead of like where he's supposed to be. He's just, I can't wait really to see like what the future holds for him.
All right, let's go. I know my screen's a little dark, people, but let's play picture number 2. All right,
Mhm.
all right. This is we going to this is quarter number 2, and we doing pictures.
Yeah.
All right, so let's show another picture. Here we go. What does that picture mean to you right there?
Probably one of the top best days of my life. Like
Mhm.
that's really when like I committed. That was a big day. And then this was when I was like, all right, it's official now. Like I can call myself like a jackrabbit. Like that was just that picture. Like that picture could get deleted, and
Yeah,
20 years later, you'll like say it, and it'll be right in my head. That was a big moment for me. Even just when I got to sit up on that chair, I just like was just relaxed, and I was like wow, like I made it. Like everything like that I've worked for has got me to the point where I'm at today. I don't want to say relaxing, but it was like a lot of times I don't take the time to really like, I'm always like, all right, I got to do this better, I got to do that better, like I'm not done yet, and I still like I'm not done yet. But I was really proud of myself when I was able to kind of look back on that picture. I was like, all right, like really like all the hard work, like the long nights I stayed up, getting up
yeah.
early morning workouts, it really pays off. So that picture means a lot.
Picture number 3. Here we go. What about these ones? These 2 pictures put together.
Ooh, that one, that's just like the caption says, dreams to reality. That picture, 38. 38 was, I remember that. I look back at that. I thought that was a hype number when I was when I was little. I was like, all right, I got 38. Let's go do this. And then looking back, I was like, oh my God, I was all rocking 38. But no, that was just little me. I remember I didn't even I didn't even play like a ton. That was my middle school years. That was like my 8th grade year, and it always put me in for like sweeps. I'd always do like some running back sweeps. I'd always be on special teams because I was always like the quickest dude, and it always put me on sweeps. But I just love the game, and that really shows kind of the question before, like where I started and then where I ended up, like just like like it just so many different words you can put into those 2 pictures, like just the
Yeah,
size, like you can see like everything's bigger, and then just kind of like I'd say like the attitude too, like even like when I was rocking that 38, I was kind of just sitting there like so happy, I was smiling, just like enjoying that, like I was getting my pictures taken with my jersey on. And then when I was rocking number 3, that was our last game against Pewaukee. It was kind of, I don't even know how to explain. I kind of had that little swag walk to me or something,
yeah, yeah,
where I was just excited, like, and just really happy how the season and everything turned out.
yeah, yeah. All right, and behind door number 4, the last picture. Here we go.
That seals it up right there. That
Yeah,
was a great one to leave off. Just shows my mom, just the relationship we have. Like I said before, not having that male figure, she really stepped up. She had a lot growing up. Like she had me when she was 21, so she was really put on the spot at an early age, and I couldn't think of a better human being. Like I really couldn't. Like she has done like her heart. Like I always tell her, like your heart's too big, because like she will drop whatever, she can drop anything just to go help another human being, and it's crazy. Like I've told you before, she does foster care, and it's crazy the impact that she's had on these kids' lives. And kind of going into that, like at first, like me, I was not. I don't know if I told you this, but I was not too happy about like me. Like I think we started when I was 13. I was growing up single child, and it
Mhm.
was always me and her. I had all the attention. Like we'd go places like every weekend we go to the zoo or something. And then she started foster care. And then I wasn't like the second, I was still like her like main priority, but there was just another like human in the household.
Yeah.
So at first I was like, all right, like I don't know if I like this. But once it really hit me, because especially once we got my little brother now, Louis, like to think at where those kids are now is 100 times better than where they would be with like the family that they were with before.
I got
Especially
you.
like just having my mom, like she's one of the most caring people. She'll do anything for these little kids, and just that picture just really just shows like my love for her. I know I don't even like tell her as much as I should, but I really like appreciate everything she's done. She sacrificed so much of her time just so I could go to football practices, like make visits during my recruitment, just do all this stuff, like fill out applications. She's helped me with essays in school and all that. And I could never thank her enough. She's really like people I look up to, like God and my mom. Like those are like the biggest two people in my life.
I got you. I
Mhm.
got you. Yeah. I make sure I tell my mom I love her more too then. All right. How about that? But
Yes.
that brought my question. That's a perfect transition to my next question. Your brother and your granddad are all, vital people in your life. You're going away, South Dakota State. What impacted that decision there?
Yeah.
Why do you feel comfortable going to South Dakota State and, being kind of away from the people that mean so much to you?
Yeah, I'd say kind of just like why South Dakota State. They really overall they checked all of my boxes. Like when I was looking at college, I wanted to find a place that was going to make me a better player, better person in this like school, like learn more, and then kind of somewhere that's best gonna set me up for life after college, whatever that holds for me. And South Dakota State really, like I said, just checked all those boxes, like starting off with all the coaches. Like when I started talking to them, like kind of got really serious about them and they were really serious about me. It wasn't just like one or two coaches that started contacting me. Like I was put in like a group chat. Like I had a bunch of coaches contacting me. I had a bunch of players start hitting me up, and it just felt like that was like the beginning of like where I could kind of say something like felt like home. Like it was just
Yeah.
all the pieces were getting put together. And then I'd say kind of just the environment. Like when I went to look at their campus, everything's pretty like close together, and they're big. It's like a smaller Division 1 school, so I still got that good connection with like the professor where I can excel in my classes,
Yeah.
and just the people. I heard like football is like the main sport out there. Like the whole town is just all attracted to that, and I can't wait for that experience. And and then the one thing like kind of more about like the environment, that was one thing in the beginning that I'd say that I was kind of worried about. Because like me, like city kid, like I'm like I'll say it like I'm kind of like a city boy. Like I like the city, and going to that new, it's kind of, I want to say like the opposite was like I'd like sleep at night and I'd be like, is this for me? Like should I be going somewhere? Like I'd always want to go to like, I'd say like I want to go play football somewhere warm where there's a big city. And then it really hit me, and then I'm just thinking like part of me is like this is for me, and then I'm like, all right, I gotta like stick with that. Like God has a direction that he's pointing me in, and I was really like one day I was like, all right, like this is really where he wants me to go. This is where I'm going to excel at the most, and I've just been all about it. I can't wait to get on campus, can't wait to start. I've messaged a bunch of players from the team already, and
Yeah.
there's nothing good about the school. I messaged, he's in the draft right now, Kate Johnson.
Yep.
I talked to him a lot about how he liked just playing football there, and he said he loved it. The people, like, you got so many people behind your back, and like I said before, just like even like Coach Erickson, he was really like the corners coach,
Yeah. Yeah.
my coach. He just really set apart. Like it's a cool bond that we have. It's like trying to think about how I can say it. It's like when we talk to each other, it's not like 24/7 like seriousness. Like we can joke around, but then there's still that part where it's like, all right, like this is still like all like everything you do is kind of like a business trip. Like we're
Yeah.
still serious, but then it's like we can still be ourselves around. And I haven't even seen him in person, and I can already tell with like the relationship that we built that that's what it's going to be like. And that just meant a lot to me. And they all reached out to my mom and talked to my little brother and all that on a Zoom, and that really go to show kind of what they're about. Even the head coach like has got my mom's number. They've like talked before, just was like, your son's going to be in good hand with everything. Like I said, like me, like a very family oriented person, I'm going to be about 8 hours away from everybody. But they said that they'll just love me unconditionally there. So I think I'm really excited for it. And my family said that, like, obviously they'll definitely come up and make as many games as they can. So that'll be really special for them to see me again, just at the next level.
Yeah. And it's gonna be special for me to watch. You know, I'm pretty sure you got a fan of my dad now too. So we definitely gonna be tuning in to some South Dakota State gomes. All right, and you got to let me know what you can do out there. That's fun in South Dakota right now. You know, I'm not sold. I'm a city dude myself, so you gotta let me know what's fun out there.
I will.
All right, now we're gonna let you turn the mic over to me and my dad for a couple seconds. If you got any questions for us.
Yeah. So let's say starting off with you, what made, I don't know, I've talked to you about a lot of things, but what made you really like be so focused on coaching like college football and just coaching, like wanting to coach football?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. I've always wanted to be around the game. All right. And I guess you, young man, have better abilities than I have because you are going to a Division I school, right? And that's good. That's a blessing. But I knew that, it was probably gonna be coming to an end for me after college. You know what I mean? And I don't know if my dad can attest to this, but a lot of people said that I was like an extra coach on the floor. I was somebody that really studied the game. I studied it with him, and watched it with him. So I knew it was something that I wanted to do, but this is the part that took it over the hump for me is the relationship piece, is the relationship like that I have built with you, that I have built with other people. The tough part for me and my dad to tell you this was, I'm like you just said, I'm a city guy myself, and I'm gonna ask you a question later on, but I felt like I had got an opportunity to coach in Milwaukee at the high school level, and this came up, and it was right when I was just getting back home to Milwaukee. And I felt like when I'm just leaving back out to take this opportunity out here in St. Paul, that I was turning my back on my community, and that like the coaches that I didn't have or potentially could have had growing up in the inner city, I was going to be that coach for these young men. And I left right away. And it's like, dang, like I could make a big impact in my community, and I still struggle with it, but I'm out here, and it's like, am I still making impact on young men's lives? And you kind of show me that I am in a different way. So that's why coaching for me, man, is to really, I guess, be around the game, but also be that coach that can still make change in young men's life.
And I have a question for you also. This one, I don't know, this one I feel like can take a lot of thinking too, but I kind of wanted to just ask, what would you say makes like your like son right here so unique? And I feel like you knowing your son better than anyone else, like what would you say, not even like proud of, because I feel like there's so many things that you can be proud of him for, but what would you say makes him so unique?
Great question. He has always showed leadership, and he always have worked hard. He always have went over and beyond. He studying film, coaching on the floor. He was doing this at a young age. Similar to what you said earlier. I would throw him the ball early, man. He had a concept of the game real early on. He wasn't a cartoon type of young kid. He was into sports, and it's almost like he would watch sports like little kids watch cartoons. And would be angry. I mean, he was at a young age showing passion for the game and getting angry because the Packers would lose. I mean, he has a sister that's 4 years older than him, and I bought him a basketball court, and his sister was taller than he was, and all she would do was just bag him down and score on him, and he would get angry, so angry, that she was scoring on him, and I would have to tell him, stay out here and be competitive. You're not a sore loser. But early on, I seen signs of leadership, like I said earlier, just knowing the game. I run into so many people now feel that he should be, he downplays it, but it's a lot of people say he should be in the league right now, and he's being modest about it, but he has skills. He just, I think with some politics, and you know how that is.
Yeah.
He just didn't get to the Division 1 level,
Mhm.
but I'm not just saying this because he's my son. I think he could have played Division 1, you know. But getting back to your question, yeah, just showing leadership, man, and competitiveness, smarts on the field, on the court, education wise, man, just honor roll student,
Yeah.
respectful young man. So all that, and then first and foremost, his faith in God. So that shows very very unique to me. That's a unique person to me. And trying to help, like he just said, he was torn. It sounded like he's still torn behind that. He wanted to change his community, help his community, but like I've been trying to tell him, and I'm still going to tell him right now on this podcast, you're still touching lives, son. You know what I mean? And you don't know what the future holds. You might come back here one day and actually, and I believe that, affect other young men's lives.
Mhm.
But right now, even though you're in Minnesota, you're still touching lives. So to sum it up, everything I said that makes my son unique to me.
That's a good question, Aiden. Yes or no? Am I like how you were when you were younger?
But can you re-say that? It broke
I'm
up.
I'm asking it my dad to kind of just yes
Oh,
or no. Am I similar to how you were younger? Do you see a lot of
Yes,
similarities? Okay. All right.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. I'm sitting here when Aiden is speaking, and it's ironic you would ask me that question. Aiden, it's a lot of things that you said reminds me of him, you know, when he was your age,
yeah.
and things that you said when you were younger, playing basketball, playing baseball, playing football, and like yourself, he chose football, you
Yeah.
know, and he was good at all three of them. So yeah, a lot of similarities, a
I
lot of
see definitely a
similarities.
lot of similarities.
Mm.
Yeah. Good. You got any more? Them was some good questions.
Yeah, great,
Them was
great
the two.
questions.
Yeah,
Mm.
that was it.
Dog, them was some good ones. All right. So in the last part of the show, and you did a good job of kind of helping us transition this way, is you got to have a lot of great moments during the pandemic. You still were able to have a season, a great season. I got some clips in my phone. You got to still sign a letter of intent. You going to the next level, but you're cool with a lot of inner city guys, a lot of Milwaukee public school athletes. Let's just say what it is, who didn't get the same opportunity that you did as seniors and some rising juniors. Now we talking about some dogs that luckily still got offers, but could have performed this season and did some damage. You coming from a different area, how do you still support those dudes who are probably struggling right now with not having the things that you have had?
Yeah, I'd say that's a good thing just to kind of talk about because even like I'll mention Ernie, but like a bunch of other athletes, like I talked to him and he was kind of struggling because just wondering like how he's gonna get his name out there more, and even a lot of athletes they're just kind of freaking out because like they're like this is the season that I needed. Like that's what I was thinking when I was like they said that we probably won't have our season. I was like freaking out. I was like, all right, this is what I've been working for my whole life. Like my senior season, I gotta show out. So I'd say I'll be on. I'll be like the first one that will listen to anything they ever have to say. If they ever need someone to talk to about kind of just anything, like not even football related, just to be there. Because I feel like just having someone there for you, not even to just answer, but just to talk to, can help, can go a long way. But also, I'd just say, really, just lead like I said, you can control the controllables. So I'd say a biggest thing, like any out of everything that I could say, is just leave it up to God. I'd say pray about it. Just really just pray that like even if something doesn't go your way, that like the season, like let's say just doesn't happen, that there's a reason why it didn't end up happening, and God has a path for you that even though you're not you might think that like oh like that's crazy like this I really needed this like this is who I am I need to play this season just for some reason like God just has a different path for you, not even saying that your path isn't to play at like college, like the next level, but there might be a little curve to it. There might be like a different path to get there than like the normal path, I guess you could say. But overall, I'd just say keep working. Definitely don't stop just because there's this little obstacle in the way. Because I feel like, I don't know, me just I've always had the mindset that there's nothing that can really stop me. Like there's gonna be obstacles all throughout your life, but there's not any that you can't overcome. So I'd say, like, just to all the athletes out there, just keep working. Really put your faith in God. We're all gonna get through this. We're all in certain, like, we're all in a world right now where we don't really know what's gonna happen. Like even me, like they could tell us that our season's gonna be canceled. Like right now, South Dakota, they're playing in the spring, so that's a really big change. And who knows? They could say that we could have a big like a bunch of numbers or something go up, and they could tell us the same thing. I'd just say keep working, just don't stop under any circumstances, and just have faith in God. That's really the biggest one.
Do you really see these guys struggling?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say they, like, you know, a lot of the inner city, like big city guys, they don't like to show it a lot.
Yeah.
Like they and nothing against that, but like they like to be like not like the tough guys, but like they don't want to show it and really express it. But I can see just in the tone when I talk to these guys, like not like when we're all in person, like just on the phone, or like even Ernie, I FaceTime him like every night. And I can just see that just like how they talk, it's just more laid back, like laid back and kind of like stressful way though. Like they're like stressed and they're kind of freaking out, like, but like in a laid back way, if you get what I'm saying.
No, I get you.
They like that's what makes me like feel so bad, because like obviously I'm so grateful to have my season. Like I was beyond blessed to like have my season, but I really feel bad for them, because like I know out of like you ask them like if you could have one thing, they'd probably be like, I want my season. Like I just want to prove myself. Everyone a lot of times just wants to prove like to people like all the hard work that they've put in. And my friends, like me knowing them like super close, they hard, like when I talk about like hardworking and determined athletes, they're above that. Like they work like, and I'll never be someone to like really like gas somebody up that doesn't deserve it. But like a lot of my friends are hard working. And that's kind of another thing you could go into. Like I feel like that's a big thing, even you could say during like the time you are in right now, is to keep yourself around people that have the same goals as you. I remember, I think I tweeted that back like a year ago or something. And that's really something that stuck with me, because once I started getting focused on football, I didn't cut people out of my life, but I really started to see who was really in my corner and who was really kind of just staying there for the show. And once I figured that out, and I had the best time of my life, just like with the people that were really true to me. And I feel like you just got to keep your real people around you, and then they'll just help you excel even more. Yeah.
That's some bombs right there. So I hope you dudes listening, for
Yeah.
sure. And when they watch this, man, I hope they understand how much you are in their corner. From a distance, I can see it though. We were talking about Lee and these other names you throwing out, Marcus and Ernie, but I can tell like you guys really support each other, no matter if it's football, basketball. Like this junior senior class in Southeast Wisconsin, y'all really support each other, and it's dope to see. So keep that up, man.
Yeah,
Keep that up. Yeah. All right. So we wrapping it up. We coming towards like the last three things. All right. I still want you to deliver the Listen Son segment. All right. That's where you end the show. But I want to do a game for 30 seconds. All right. End of the game, last shot, Dame or Steph.
Dame.
All right. Favorite baseball player right now.
Favorite baseball player. Can it be all time or right now?
All time.
All time. Jackie Robinson.
Late night snack that you gotta have.
Waffles.
Waffles. Okay. All right. Favorite college team.
Every college team. LSU.
LSU. Okay. And who's gonna be the best college player in college football next year?
Me.
All right. Good. I think he did good. Paul, what you think?
Oh yeah, he did good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he did good.
Yeah. So I want you to. We definitely enjoyed you, man. And anytime you want to come back, I just love your perspective. I'm blessed to have my dad, and I know you said earlier you didn't have your father, but you're not worried about that. You got your mom,
Yeah.
your granddad, you got people around, and I know this can't be an easy thing to do. Come on a podcast where you see me and my dad, we interact, but we are truly grateful for you taking the time out, because I learned more, some more things from you with having my dad, but things that you taught me. And look, you are a great young man. You awesome. So appreciate you coming on. I hope this does numbers, as you guys say. All right. But I want you to do a Listen Son message and just tell the sons out there and the men out there something that's motivational. You actually did it on your IG a couple weeks ago, or probably a month ago, when you were telling dudes how to treat women and things like that. But if you want to touch on that a little bit, go ahead. But yeah, deliver the Listen Son message to end the show.
Yeah, I'd say, just to end this show, to everybody, you just gotta really be yourself. I'd say, if anything, like, I feel like once you put God above all things, it's crazy to see the direction and the path that he guides you in. And I'd just say, overall, you just be yourself, and really I'd say never let anybody tell you what you can and can't do. That was a big thing for me. I had a lot of people say that I wouldn't be where I am right now, but it just goes to show, you dedicate your time and really effort into something, and you can get anything done. And like I said before, you really need to, I just say, treat, especially men, like, just treat everybody with respect. And like you said, I really dabbled into that. I posted that on my Instagram a long time ago. Women especially, just, I know, crazy world we live in right now, but you always got to just treat women with a little extra respect. Like, that's just the thing about being a gentleman, thing about being a dude. It just comes along with it, and it's not a hard thing to do. Like I said, you open the door for someone. You can. It's really, there's so many things that just paint the bigger picture. It's really bigger than what it, like, really you could think. So overall, I just say to everybody watching this and listening, just really put faith first. Let God guide you in the direction, and just be yourself. And when you're yourself, I really don't think anybody can stop you.
Thanks once again, my fraternity and sorority of listeners of Listen Son podcast. Please, women and men, please like, subscribe, and share. Continue to support our goals to connect untold special real life stories.